Well, howdy, y'all, and thanks for joining me on today's episode of Good News with Trixie. I'm your hostess, Trixie. Today, we're going to explore some fun stories that will hopefully encourage your heart, strengthen your faith, and give you some gump back into your gumption. So take a seat and let's order up a dish of happiness with a dash of encouragement and sprinkled with some perspective. I have very distinctive memories of my grandma and growing up in the church. See, I came from a very devout family who went to church every Sunday and every Wednesday night, every Christmas, and definitely every Easter. Those were the grand poobah of Christian holidays. If there was a church picnic, we were there. Ah, heck, who am I fooling? Because my dad worked at the church, we were in the choir, on the volunteer staff, or more like the voluntold staff. We even set up and broke down communion. Y'all tracking with me here? And Grandma was usually in tow. Now, my parents and Grandma went to this couples group that met prior to the main service every Sunday morning. Before my brother and I headed off to Sunday school, I'd always get to see Grandma. Now, she was a sweet lady, but she was as wide as she was tall. She was a shorty short. She only stood 4'9", y'all. Anywho, she'd always call me over to her chair and say, "Be a good girl and go get Grandma a cup of coffee and a big donut." Of course, I was like, "Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's Grandma, and you don't say no to Grandma." So I'd wander over to the table that hosted the indulgences. And every single time, my uncle would come over and ask, "What you doing over here, little one?" I'd smile and say, "I'm getting Grandma a coffee and a big donut." And every time, y'all, I can still hear her voice today. I'd hear her bellow behind me, "Stuart, you leave that little girl alone. I want my coffee and donut." And that's when the bickering between those two would start. "Mom, you know how bad this is for you?" To which Grandma would say, "I don't care. You only live once. If it kills me, at least I die happy." And this would go on and on as I would walk back to Grandma with coffee and donut in hand. As soon as I walked up to Grandma, the arguing would stop. She'd smile and say, "Thank you, baby. Now go off to Sunday school and have a good time." My job was done. I had made my Grandma happy. And even though my uncle was never happy with me, she was. And she was the only one who mattered to me. Sorry about that, just a quick PSA moment. If you are enjoying this content, would you mind liking this video? Maybe even share it with your friends and family. And if you would like to be notified about more content, please hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the bell, you'll be notified every time we put a new video out. Okay, back to our story. So what's the lesson and good news here? I believe that it's embracing the now moment, not living in the past, and not looking too far forward to the future, but living in the moment and embracing that moment. Once Grandma had that donut in hand, she savored that donut. Every single bite was a sinful little indulgence for her. Was she breaking some diabetes rules? Well, sure. But she enjoyed it and was present in that moment. Now, if you have any type of medical condition, I'm not saying go break your doctor's orders. What I am saying is we live in a crazy fast world, y'all. Sometimes the weight of life's to-do list can get overwhelming and just plain hard. Can I encourage you today to just stop for a minute, take a deep breath, and just smell the roses, as they say? Just take 5 minutes and close your eyes and enjoy a break. Of course, don't do this if you're driving or operating any type of motorized vehicle. Wait until you're done or at your destination. There's a PSA for you. But seriously, just take a moment for yourself. And today, I, Miss Trixie, give you permission to treat yourself to some indulgences. Maybe that's some ice cream, or cake. Or maybe you need to buy yourself some flowers or have a donut. But take some time for you and spoil you. Just be present in this moment and relax, because the present moment is just that, a gift. If you have some good news or an encouraging story or a funny story that you took a life lesson away with that you would like me to share with other people, please email me. You can use the link below. We love good news around these parts, so if you got them, let's share them. And if you can relate to this story, feel free to comment below. Bye for now, and remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.